I'm feeling good.
So I did research and looked more into April 5th, and I completely agree. Black people, sit your ass down. Like, usually I'm not a part of protests, but I do a lot of media and I document protests. So usually I'm out on my bike just documenting the whole thing. But in this case, I don't even want to get out and document it. Because let me just explain the whole logic behind this. For some reason, right, every time there is a protest that involves everybody but us as black people, it's okay. But every time, and historically, you can look this up, every time black people try to protest, for some reason, like, the police see it as a red alert. You know, they see it as, okay, we need to use force. And literally, you can put two groups of people, black people, and whomever you want to choose, and let them protest the same way, and somehow the force will only be used against black people. And it makes perfect sense for black people to feel this way about this protest. Like, even though we all might be a little different as black people, we all on one page when it comes to peeping game. And we all see exactly what y'all trying to do. And this is something you have to understand too, right? So you have a large group of, you know, Trump supporters. So they automatically gonna feel that any protest against their president is unpatriotic or some sort of threat. And a lot of those Trump supporters are crazy. Like, they're gun-toting crazy supporters. So if you put them in a position where they see large groups of people protesting against him or whatever's going on in the world, they immediately take offense to it. But if you put them in a position where a large group of black people are partaking in that protest, they immediately see violence. And even if there isn't any sort of violence, they will incite violence. They will literally start the violence and somehow migrate to only wanting to act on black people. That's why a lot of black people are saying we sitting this one out. Because one thing that needs to be understood is we already had the Million Man March. If you're not familiar with the Million Man March is, look it up. We already had our grandfathers, great grandfathers, dads. They did that. And that was already millions and millions of black men. So we did that already. But in today's climate, with how crazy some of these people are, we're not doing that. Black people want to just be out the way and let everybody else do what you need to do. Because if anything pops off, let it pop off with those people. Don't let anything pop off and somehow we get pulled into it, but we suffer the most damage out of everybody. Because they'll do that. It's almost like they're waiting for that. You already got this weird segregation stuff that's going off. So it's like, why that before this? And I'm already hearing echoes over the internet. Out of all the days, they plan on banning TikTok again on April 5th. Why? And when we already have kind of opened that rabbit hole of when they ban TikTok is because they want to suppress information. And out of all the days on April 5th, why would TikTok, the most universal connecting platform, social platform, why would it be shut off that day? Out of all the days. Because hypothetically, let's say TikTok was banned on April 5th and all these protests was popping off. You wouldn't really know what's going on. You couldn't be on the Midwest looking over to the East. You couldn't be to the West looking over to the East and seeing these crazy forms of whatever the protest has to offer. So just those two things alone is suspect. But overall, I completely understand why all black people are saying, hey, we not doing this shit. I agree. I don't want to be out in that. And like I said, I'm usually used to being out in protests and stuff like that, documenting, but not this one. Because what also needs to be understood is that there's people that they want to act upon their impulses, but they can't, because they still got a pinch of sense in there that tells them, hey, I can't just do this against a particular group of people because I know how it's going to look. I know that it's going to threaten my job, my career, my friendships, all of that. But if you give them a perfect scenario, they can act upon their impulses. And another thing is that if we as black people sit out this protest, they will make the protest what it's about, right? It will be what it's supposed to be about. But if we involve ourselves, they will take the universal reason for what the protest was about and they will make it about black people. They will do that. And we don't need that happening again, because this has happened once before. You remember back then when everybody was doing the Black Lives Matter protest, right? And those were solely protests for Black lives. It was so obvious, right? You know how much backlash that got because for some reason everybody wanted to make it a universal thing. It was a protest about black people, but everyone wanted to universally make it about everything. They wanted to make it about everybody. No, all lives matter. We get that, but this is a black people thing. Well, see, we learned from that, and we learned to not make things about ourselves around a lot of y'all. Because when we make stuff about us around y'all make it about everything else. So now it's the reverse Uno. Now we out of it. So y'all can't say they're making it about themselves. Nope, we're out of it now. Black people, we're out of it. So now everybody else that's involved in it, make it about what it's about, which is the corruption and Trump and all that. We actually doing y'all a favor. So if you're black, sit your ass down on April 5th. Don't go out. Don't do it. Nope. Let them do that. You stay at home. You find something to do. A good movie, some food, a video game, whatever. Take up a trade, a new book, whatever. You stay your ass home. Let them make this about what it's about. Don't let them tell us, oh, you're making it about yourself, because that's when the problems is going to start. No. Nope.